The South African National Civic Organisation in KwaZulu-Natal has confirmed the expulsion of its provincial chairperson, former President Jacob Zuma. For more information on this, we speak to Sizwe Cele, Provincial Secretary of Sanco. Sizwe, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Give us some clarity, will you, on the current status of Jacob Zuma's position as the Provincial Chairperson of Sanco in KwaZulu-Natal.
Good evening, Hugo, and good evening to your viewers. Thank you for having us. In terms of the constitution of Sanco, if we have missed 3 committee meetings of Sanco, consecutive meetings, without offering an acceptable apology, that is then deemed as a misconduct, which is classified as abscondment. Comrade Jacob Zuma has violated that clause of the Constitution. He has absconded from his position. And as a result, the PEC of Sanco in KwaZulu-Natal took a decision to remove him from his position of a provincial chairperson of Sanco in KwaZulu-Natal with immediate effect, and such decision has been communicated to him accordingly. His former deputy provincial chairperson, Comrade Lawrence Dube, has been since appointed as the acting provincial chairperson because the PEC is now preparing for the PGC, which will take place maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, where Comrade Lawrence Dube will be officially elected to fill that position of the provincial chairperson. So effectively, the former President Jacob Zuma is no longer the chairperson of Sanco in KwaZulu-Natal.
Sizwe, you mentioned that an individual is expected to offer an apology of sorts if he absconds based on 3 consecutive non-appearances. Did the former President offer an apology or offer reason for why he was not available for those meetings?
No, he did not respond to any of the meeting invitations that have been sent to him. As a result, he did not offer any written or even verbal apology. So he was then deemed to have absconded.
Well, it's not the first time that the former president has been asked to make some form of response and has failed to do so. Does that speak to how much he values or does not value his role in Sanco, do you think?
Well, we don't know why he behaved like this. Since he was elected just recently on the 19th of November 2023, when we had our provincial conference. In that provincial conference, he had stated that he is available for the position. You know, when you are a leader of Sanco, you are then required to take yourself as a servant of the people, because what you do is to advocate for the issues of the poorest of the poor and the downtrodden. You need to understand that when you are not executing what is expected of you, you are then causing a lot of people to continue to suffer the blight of joblessness, of inequality, and poverty. As a result, it is important that as the leadership of Sanco, we protect the people of KwaZulu-Natal from any of the leaders of Sanco who are not respecting any constitutional provisions of Sanco.
Now, you indicated that he was appointed in November 23. Is that correct?
Yes, on the 19th of November 2023.
Now, that's a little under 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. So, when was he meant to? When were the meetings that he missed in these 3 months, and what has his contribution been in that time? I mean, it's a very short period.
Yes, indeed, it might be a very short period, but as a chairperson of Sanco or as a member of the provincial office bearer committee, you then you are then tasked with the responsibility of ensuring the management of the organization on day-to-day basis. So which means as the office bearer, you might meet more than once a week, or you might meet several times a month. So 3 months is a very long time if you are either a chairperson or even a secretary of Sanco. So if we have you as a leader occupying such a strategic and critical position, and we are not showing up when it's time for meetings, that is a serious violation of the Constitution, which then has to be attended to. Fortunately, Sanco has been wise enough to put such constitutional provisions within its own constitution, because through experience we have realized that people will come join Sanco hoping that maybe it will give them a nice platform for them to get into government or to attract other opportunities. Whereas Sanco is an organization which advocates the issues of the people who have nothing. Later on, people realize that this organization probably is not giving them those instant benefits they were hoping for. Then they will then begin not to attend meetings. Hence, Sanco brought about this particular clause. We only need people who are prepared to be the servants of the people to lead Sanco.
Sizwe, let's just focus on this a little bit. How many meetings were held between November 23, when Jacob Zuma was appointed as chairperson of Sanco for KZN, and today, when he was then dismissed? And of the total number of meetings that were held during this period, how many of those did he attend, if any?
Oh, no, he did not attend any meetings since his election from November. I'll just speak specifically about the 3 last meetings that he did not attend, because we are talking about the provincial office bearers meetings that he did not attend. The last one was on the 10th of February. Prior to that one, there was another one on the 6th of February, and there was another one on the 20th of something in January, though, which was preparing for the provincial executive committee meeting, which set on the 28th of January. So before the 20th of January, there was a PAC meeting, POB meeting, which set, and also there was a provincial working committee meeting, which set as well before the PAC meeting. But we are not talking about all of those other meetings that he did not attend. We are strictly talking about the meetings of the provincial office bearers, which he did not attend. So those are the ones that are stipulated on the letter that was sent to him to say we did not attend on these particular meetings, and that is a breach of the Constitution.
Now, how has Jacob Zuma's public announcement regarding his stance on not supporting the ANC in the next election, or campaigning for the ANC, influenced Sanco's decision regarding his leadership role?
It did not influence it at all. This is a constitutional matter we are talking about. We had to apply the Constitution. But we as Sanco might as well use this opportunity to clarify our position in terms of which political party we are going to vote for, and the position of Sanco about other members of Sanco who endorse other political parties other than the ANC. I know in the past we have said Sanco allows anyone, irrespective of political affiliation, to be a member of Sanco. Therefore, as Sanco, we stated at that time that we have no constitutional grounds to therefore charge those who endorse other parties, as Comrade Jacob Zuma has done. But after we have made such a public pronouncements, that led to us as Sanco to then have an internal intensive interrogation of Sanco constitution, which was led by our national office, by our general secretary, which then went on further to consult, to get the legal counsel in terms of interpreting other clauses within Sanco in terms of how should Sanco interact with other political parties. Eventually, there was a clause that we all agreed on, which is, for those who understand Sanco, they will know it's clause 7L, which therefore states that Sanco has got a constitutional right to enter into an alliance with any political party to advance Sanco's aims and objectives. So that particular clause changes everything else in terms of the interpretation of Sanco. It therefore says, as much as we are allowed to come in, join Sanco, irrespective of political alliance, you then have a right to go to the conference and then exercise your rights in terms of that clause 7L, which says Sanco can enter into a political alliance. Once you enter into that, you decide to exercise this right, you decide to say you want to go with the ANC. It means you have activated your constitutional right. Therefore, that constitutional resolution becomes binding on everyone. So which means, as we speak right now, there are constitutional grounds which deter other people from pronouncing themselves on any other part except the ANC. So we have given the people of KwaZulu-Natal 7 days from today to say, having agreed on this clear interpretation, which is informed by the advice which we received from the attorneys of Sanco, we are giving them 7 days to distance themselves from any other political party that they might have endorsed previously due to the previous interpretation of the Constitution. So we have asked them and we have warned them to say no one within Sanco is allowed to endorse any other political party except the ANC, because it's us, the members of Sanco, who on our own took that resolution which is contained in the Constitution. So the resolution of being in alliance with the ANC, SACP, and COSATU is a constitutional resolution within Sanco and is binding on everyone. Failure to comply with that might lead to people being subjected to disciplinary processes, which might consequently lead to them being suspended or even expelled.
Sizwe Cele, Provincial Secretary of Sanco, confirming that former President Jacob Zuma has indeed been expelled as Provincial Chairperson.